Ariel Helwani in Las Vegas getting set for UFC 229 alongside Felice Herrig, who meets Michelle Waterson this Saturday live on pay-per-view. In fact, they will be kicking off the pay-per-view. This is a big spot for you.
Kicking it off.
Were you excited when you got the call that you'd be on this card of all cards?
I didn't know that I was going to be on this card. The first, I just got the phone call that I was going to be fighting Michelle Waterson, UFC 229. That I was super excited about. The Conor Khabib fight was probably announced like maybe 2 weeks after I had already known that this was the card I was fighting on. So then I was like, oh, wow, that sounds like it's going to be a pretty good card. That's a good one to be on.
What's interesting is you were on UFC 223 and you were very vocal about Conor afterwards and the whole bus incident. Does it feel weird for you to now be on the card where this whole thing is culminating?
I think the only reason why it's weird is because people think that, oh, I'm so vocal and talking about that, and then how dare you fight on the same card as him. But people don't understand the sport. They don't understand that when you're in the UFC, like, you don't decide what cards you fight on. You don't decide, oh, by the way, UFC Dana White, I'm not going to fight on a card with Conor McGregor. Sorry. It just happens the way it happens, and it's like, for me, it's not a big deal. It's whatever. You know, Conor's fighting, I'm fighting. But then people are like, oh, you're milking him for attention. I'm not. I'm allowed to talk about my feelings about the Conor McGregor incident. Like, I was there. I saw everything firsthand. Sorry that maybe some people don't like my opinion about it, but I think that if it wasn't Conor McGregor, if it was anybody else on the UFC roster, everyone would be like, how dare he?
Do you find it weird that they're using that footage to promote this fight so much? Do you feel like that's in poor taste?
I can't really say something's in poor taste because right now, everything, like, controversy sells. Everybody knows that controversy sells. I feel like if you're going to talk about poor taste, it's poor taste to really let Conor ever fight again in the UFC but he is fighting in the UFC, and so obviously it's, him doing what he did got him even more attention and even more money. So that's just the world we live in.
I appreciate you being so vocal. I'm sure a lot of people are vocal towards you about you being vocal. Do you get a lot of, feedback from fans after being so vocal?
Oh, of course. You get the typical fans that say, stop saying Conor's name. You're just saying Conor's name to get famous. Nobody knows who you are. I will say the H-O word, but I can't. But, it's, of course people are going to be vocal. They are, like, he has these followers who follow him blindly, and it's like, okay, I'm sorry you think it's cool to commit criminal acts. I don't think it's cool. If that was your mom on that bus, would you think that was cool? If your mom got shards of glass in her eyes, would you think Conor McGregor is so cool? If it wasn't Conor McGregor, it was just a normal, everyday person who threw a dolly at a bus, would you be so mad that everybody would be vocal. Everybody would be blowing that person up. So I'm vocal, and people hate me for it.
Big fight for you, especially coming off of Brooklyn. I know you felt like you were very close to getting a title shot, so this is a chance at redemption. Also, you have a history with Michelle. You were on that reality show many moons ago. There was always some talks of you guys fighting. Does this feel like a chance for you to get back on track? Do you think that a win over Michelle, even just one win, gets you right back into that discussion?
I do think that, win will put me back in title contention, but there's so many girls in our division that could be in title contention as well. It's a very stacked division, and right now I just kind of want to, I was on a 4-fight win streak, which is why, title contention in my eyes was on the horizons, but now I just have to see how this weekend plays out, see what happens in the fight, like if I win convincingly, if it's a close fight, if it's, dominant fight. I think that those things all play huge factors in title fights, title contention. But for me, I'm just focused on this one right now.
Can I get your prediction on the main event?
Yeah, I believe that Khabib is going to ragdoll Conor down and ground and pound him.
Ragdoll?
Like, ragdoll him.
Maul him one-sided. Conor doesn't get in any attack.
I mean, he might even grab him by the hair and just, like, swing him around.
Early stoppage?
Round 2. Yeah.
Ground and pound. TKO.
TKO, ground and pound, round 2.
You heard it here first. Thank you, Felice. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.